Now, I'm gonna say a few years back. Well, I'm gonna say shit, 2010. I'm gonna say 10, 12 years ago. It was a movement. You had Sparrow dancing. It was like a machine y'all had. Y'all had Sparrow dancing. Y'all had the Young Nation gang. Y'all had the Nation Nets. It was a movement.
Yeah.
It was bigger. It was bigger than rap. And this is just my take on it. I feel like when y'all dancers wanted to become rappers, the Nation Nets fell out. Everything crumbled. It was like the movement was no longer there when people stepped out of their lane.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree too. But when we was on tour, cause me and B Reed, we used to talk on tour a lot. Like we used to have them heart to hearts just on the road in the middle of Utah, just like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And it was just like, bro, really what happened was everybody grew up, and people, when some people grow into an ego, and a lot of people like, oh man, y'all ain't doing shit for us. Oh man, and it wasn't even like that. It's like, bro, we not even there, but you have the biggest brand there is to make something shake, and whatever y'all doing, we supporting it,
Yeah.
and that was the biggest thing about it. But you gotta live and learn through these things, and especially with being young and successful, that's a whole different thing. Like, we dropped out of school at 13. People don't know that. You know what I mean? So being young and successful is a whole different ball game to even step into. So it's all about growing and learning. And if you don't do that, you just really was a waste of time, no matter how many hits or tours you did. And I feel like me and this guy, we grew, we went through all type of shit, man. Like we really did this shit, and like even now, like even the songs we made 10 years ago, man, they overseas playing it. You know what I mean? Like the new shit, we have big fan bases all over the world. They play the
Yeah.
new shit that Dallas or Houston or nobody even jam, or even fucking LA, Miami, our big markets. You know what I mean? That we doing our shit in. It's like you just got to keep going till you find your
Mm-hmm.
niche, and like niggas is outside going crazy. So it's like you can't deny that. You can't deny what we have done, and we just gonna stay consistent. It ain't nothing more than that. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah. At this time period, streaming wasn't a thing. It was still CDs. It was still,
That's
when Young
true.
Nation was at its peak,
Yeah.
you had to go outside. It wasn't just sitting behind the internet praying for a say cheese post. You had to go outside. You had to touch the people. You had to be seen. You had to be somebody. You know, Back then when y'all were slinging CDs, selling CDs, how many CDs were y'all pushing at that time?
Man, we was pushing CDs from we was on tour. I promise you, man. Shout out Merk. I don't know what he doing, but we Tory, Merk, Q Taylor, Q Smith, we was pushing CDs everywhere. I'm talking about every city we hit, Oklahoma City, Arkansas, everywhere. I can't even name them all. It's just so many.
Was it lucrative back then? Like, cause I remember, you know, even Mo3's last interview with me, when we were talking, he was talking about making hundreds of thousands, buying his first cars off CDs. Like, was it lucrative back then, or do you prefer the streaming era?
that's like a catch-22, because the CDs is always instant money. No matter how you play it, you gonna get your CD money right then and there. The streaming, you gotta wait 30, 40 days. You can get an advance if you want to hit your label up, but you know what I mean. It's certain things that go down with that. So the
Mhm.
CD is instant, and the streaming is more. You can touch more people, but it's a longer wait. So it just,
Mm-hmm.
if you and we investors, so we invested in our whole career from day one. When we was younger, we was paying for all that shit. We was doing all the things we had to do, and then people stepped in and helped. But to get to where we was, we had to invest and you know what I mean, do our shit. But CDs was definitely we'll make an extra 5-6 grand just selling them for like 20 minutes after the show, and then our merch then got us through a lot of dark days too.